Can 100 million in a 10-minute timer revert and change this Borussia Dortmund team? We're going to find that out today. We are going to give ourselves 10 millions plus an 100 million transfer budget plus whatever is added on to just the base game to try and put this team, who finished actually kind of decently. They were struggling for quite a while. They recovered it in the later half of the season up into fourth to get Champions League football. But can we change that to win the Premier League? They were off of just fighting for the Premier League for the Bundesliga title by nearly 30 points. By 25 points if you want to be exact. So 25 points they were off of Bayern Munich, their biggest rivals. We are going to look to transform this team to be a title-winning team by the end of the 10-minute period and 100 million added onto it. Whether or not I stay in this 3-back, probably not, but possibly as well. We could go 4-2-1-3. We could go 5-back. We could go 2-striker formation. But I think we possibly go into at least a 2 midfield situation in a full-backs system as well. So let me change all that, and then we'll get the 10-minute starter timer. And with our squad now looking like this, I have an idea of what I want to do. So let's try and pull it off here. Our 10-minute starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And just to show off, we have 158 million. So we have 58 million originally. I added 100 million onto it. The first player we're going to bring in, Alexander Zinchenko here. Fullbacks, we're going to look to try and get rid of our left back. So Benzabiani, we are going to look to get rid of here. We're just going to offer a straight up swap, see what they say to that. They say yes to that. Okay, perfect. He's going to want Crucial, so we'll give him Crucial. 3-year contract deal, that's fine. I'm only going to be here for 1 year, but no release clause, perfectly. Are you going to want more money? I will give you 150,000, sure, why not? Alexander Zinchenko is the first signing, done and dusted in a minute in. It's only pre-sam planning I have. Next up, we obviously still want to improve on our back line, so double shopping at Arsenal for both of their fullbacks. Benjamin White, who spent a good majority chunk of this season injured IRL, so we are going to look to bring him in here. 44 million. We'll see what they say to that. They want 56, which is doable, but I do want to try and save some pennies. So in fact, player swap. Do we have any fullbacks here? Do we get rid of Ryerson? I think we get rid of Ryerson. We get rid of Ryerson. We lower this down, back down to 40 million. See what they say to that. They probably don't even want Ryerson in all honesty. I wouldn't at Arsenal, but they do want him. So we'll send Ryerson for Benjamin White. He's going to want Crucial, which is obviously yes. That's perfectly fine for your contract deal. Again, does not matter. No release clause, perfectly. 100, and you'd probably accept less, but you're going to look for more. And just 5,000 more. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to Borussia Dortmund, Mr. Benjamin White. Now, obviously, this entirety of this rebuild is not realistic. There may be some semi-realistic builds like Zinchenko joining Borussia Dortmund. I guess that's realistic. We were going to bring in JOBE Bellingham, but there's no point because he's just not going to play. So we are going to be completely off the rails and completely on the unrealistic spectrum because this guy's already pretty much almost guaranteed to be going to Napoli in the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. But we're going to bring him back to Germany. We're going to bring him to Borussia Dortmund in here. We are going to look to swap off Sabitzer because Sabitzer is probably going to want to play majority of the season. We'll offer them 42 million plus Sabitzer. See what they say to that. They're accepting everything. Okay, well, Kevin De Bruyne, welcome to an unrealistic rebuild. Crucial, yes, obviously completely fine. That is perfectly there. 5-year contract deal, that's obviously not going to happen. It goes down to 2 years. That's completely fine. He wants a 109 release clause. I'm going to deny that because I don't want that to get triggered in January somehow and then him be gone. He's going to have to accept. I'm going to go down to 240. See what he says to that. He's surely going to have to accept a pay cut, I should say. Welcome to Borussia Dortmund, Mr. Kevin De Bruyne. We're completely off the rails now, just like the way I like it. And seeing as this man went on loan in January and not in the summer, I'm going to cheat the system here again. We go ahead and terminate Marcus Rashford's loan deal with Aston Villa because in this save, technically, if you really want to go by it, he doesn't join Villa into January. So he's back here, and now he's going to join Borussia Dortmund here to play left mid for Bino Gittins in the team there. So Again, a little bit cheesy, but a little bit cheesy we shall be. In fact, do we get rid of Bino Gittins? No, we just go ahead and offer them 23 million, his market value. That's what they want. They want around his market value, just over it. And the 27 is completely fine, but we'll try and get down to 25, maybe sign in one more player in there. Marcus Rashford, welcome. Important. I should have probably went crucial. I will change that because Bino Gittins probably going to play. No release clause. He does want a release clause. No release clause. He is probably going to want the same around salary. I'll offer him a 130K, 30,000 bonus. He says yes to that. Welcome to the club. Now, I don't know if this is going to work because we don't really have the money for him. But if we could bring in a Fikayo Tomori, I would absolutely love to. The thing is, he's not going to play over Canton. He's not going to play over Emre Can. So, theoretically, we would have to essentially release one of these two players, and I really don't want to do that, but I am willing to do that. We're going to offer them Emre Can because Emre Can is the worst of the lot anyway. We're going to offer them 10 million on top of that. See what they said to that. They want 13.9 million. I don't really have enough time to negotiate, so we'll accept it. This 10 minutes has flown by the way. What is going on here? Crucial, yes, that is crucial. I will try and do the other. I will try and I can edit it. I can make it work hopefully. 135,000. We'll give you 170,000. You say yes to that, and Fikayo Tomori will be the last player we sign in this window. Welcome to the club. Welcome to Borussia Dortmund. And with 19 seconds left, we're going to go ahead and call it quits there with Fikayo Tomori being the last player to come into the squad. Let's go ahead and fix up the squad, do some behind the scene works. I'll show you the squad, and then we'll go a while and see what these boys can do. And so this is your team to take on and hopefully win the league. Garashi at striker, Julian Brandt at cam, Kevin De Bruyne in the match in the midfield with Adeyemi and Rashford on the wings, Zinchenko, Schlotterbeck, Tomori, Benjamin White, and Kobel. Is this a championship winning squad, a title winning squad? I don't think I did a good job in all honesty. We'll find out. I'll go month by month-ish. I'll show you all big results and stuff like that. I'm going to do contracts to make sure. Okay, I don't have to. Let's see y'all in the somewhere. And after those first 8 games so far in the season, we are currently 1 point behind league leaders Bayern Munich in there. As far as the Champions League go, we are currently sitting 10th with 2 wins and 1 losses after the first 3 games of Champions League phase, where we definitely played Real Madrid, where that's our only loss is against Real Madrid. We beat Club Brugge. Is that the DFB Pokal, the cup that we just lost? I think that is the DFB Pokal. I think we're already out of that cup competition, so I will see y'all in January, where hopefully we are at least still close, or at least first possibly, as we lose to RB Leipzig. In that little bit, those next 9 games, we fell off an absolute cliff. We are now 15 points behind Bayern Munich. That is interesting. Okay, well then. 15 points behind there. As far as the Champions League goes, we are currently sitting 3rd. So at least we're doing good in the Champions League. Can we win the Champions League? Who knows? Let's see what can happen though. And after about a month and maybe 2 months there, we are sitting in 2nd, but we are 15 points behind Bayern Munich. I don't think we'll win the league. Bayern Munich is unfortunately in one of those modes on here where they just go invincible through simulation. So I think that's unfortunately what's going to be happening there. But we're at least competing for the league title. We do have Juventus in the round of 16 of the Champions League, so we'll maybe look to win that. In fact, let's go ahead and go up into that. We'll talk about it on simulation. So we'll do this and maybe make a run in Champions League. Maybe make a final like we did last year when they lost to Real Madrid. The first leg here of the Champions League round of 16. Rashford gets man of the match. We win 3-0. The second leg here. Oh, nope. The second leg of the Champions League here. We're up 3-0 on aggregate. So I think we're... we lose 3-1 on the day. 4-3 on aggregate. We have Man City in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. A 2-2 draw on the day in the first leg. Oh, we have Bayern Munich up next. Can we beat Bayern Munich and probably give them their first loss? We win 3-0? There's no way we win 3-0 against Bayern Munich. Well, we might have just given them the first loss. Second leg here, though, against Manchester City. Can we move on? 4-3 on aggregate. We are into the next round of the Champions League. We do beat Bayern Munich 3-0. Is that their first loss of the season? Well, 6 points behind them. It could not be, to be fair. It's not. They are bottling it. They've lost 3 in a row now. They've lost 3 in a row. We are 6 points behind them. The possible is we're gonna get closer now. Watch them on the run. We also have Inter Milan in the semifinals of the Champions League. Inter Milan in the Champions League semifinal, a 2-2 draw in the first leg. A repeat of the Man City game, possibly. Wolfsburg here, a 1-1 draw. Don't think. Oh, nope, never mind. Not 1-1 draw. A 2-1 win. Why does it say 1-1 there? Okay, second leg here, though, against Borussia Dortmund here. Against Inter Milan for Borussia Dortmund. 3-3 on aggregate, which means we drew that game 1-1. Did we win on penalties? We did. Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final. What? Do we have a chance of winning the league? We have a chance of winning the league. We have to be perfect. We have to be perfect because to go to 81, they simply just need 1 win and they win the league. They just need a win, and we can't win. Well, we can't lose, so we'll skip this game here against Bayer Leverkusen, which would then obviously be Bayern Munich's game as well. Won a Champions League final. We beat Bayer Leverkusen 2-0. Okay, so that's interesting. Did Bayern win? Did Bayern won? Okay, so we cannot win the league. Unfortunately, we cannot win the league. Let's go to Champions League final, I guess. How? And here's the team for the Champions League final. I'm not going to play it or watch it. I'll simulate through it, and we'll see who can win. But it's PSG versus Borussia Dortmund. PSG, who won the Champions League final in dominant fashion in real life as well. Let's do it now. It's a corner here for the Borussia Dortmund. Don't know why I'm coming through it here. I could have might as well just watched it. On the free kick, who's number 19? Rashford. And in behind, Gadashi makes it 1-0 because Joao Neves was unfortunately injured, so he kept everybody on side. We took advantage of that, and Gadashi takes the lead here for Borussia Dortmund. But I don't understand how this is happening, in all honesty. I really don't. But here comes PSG. A great streak by Gonzalo Ramos is saved. Adeyemi. And now Brandt and Rashford. It couldn't find the back of net for Devin De Bruyne. And it was 1-1, a deflection goal for Kvaratskhelia. Makes it 1-1 right before the break. PSG draw level. Dortmund on the attack. And Gadashi makes it 2-1. Borussia Dortmund makes it 2-1. PSG looking for that equalizer. It's spilled. It's cleared. And with 5 minutes left to go, Borussia Dortmund could be winning the Champions League here. PSG on the attack, one of the last couple of chances here. We clear it properly into Brandt. Brandt now on the ball. That is game over. Borussia Dortmund win the Champions League. What? How have we won the Champions League? We miss out on league play, unfortunately, but we win the Champo. We win Champo and we don't win. Okay. This makes absolutely no sense. So we got knocked out early in the DFB Pokal to RB Leipzig. That's fair enough in all honesty. We were 15 points behind Bayern Munich at the start of January. We managed to close it down to pretty much them having to win one of their last 2 games after they were invincibles. And we somehow won the Champions League. We took down Juventus. We took down Manchester City. We took down Inter Milan, who was in this year's final. And now we took down this year's final or winner in PSG. And we win the Champions League seemingly out of nowhere. Well then, a failed rebuild, what I thought was going to end up being, turned into a very successful rebuild because we won the biggest prize there is to win in world football, besides, well, club world's biggest prize. Well then, let's see what top goal scorer is in real quick. Hold on, let me see this. Top goal scorer, was it Gadashi? It had to be Gadashi. Surely it was Gadashi. He had 41 goals. That's why we won the Champions League. He had 16 in the Champions League. That is absurd. Kevin De Bruyne had 27 goals despite being on the older side. Marcus Rashford had 15 goals. What a video. I will see y'all on Friday for another rebuild. Until then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.